Yes, Maharaj.
Yes, yes. Pranams, good evening.
Good evening, Maharaj.
Good evening, good evening.
Good evening,
Yes, yes.
Swamiji.
Yes, good evening. Okay. So let's start, huh? Let's start with the peace chant. Hmm. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षवीर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवाग्शस्तनूभिः व्याशेम देवहितं यदायुः शस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः शस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः शस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः शस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. All right. So we are studying the second chapter of the first part of Mundaka Upanishad. And Mundaka Upanishad here is speaking about fire rituals. Fire rituals. Why? Why fire rituals?
So you understand?
Yes, go
So
ahead.
you understand what kind of karmas will yield? You get the concept of, in the context of aparavidya and paravidya, what the apara will give you.
Yes, it is the fire rituals have been introduced as a representative of the lower domain, lower knowledge, domain of lower knowledge. Okay. Higher knowledge is about spiritual reality, and everything else is lower knowledge, domain of lower knowledge. Okay. Even the rituals that many people might think these are the highest, Upanishad wants to show that even rituals are not the highest. That also is the domain of lower knowledge. How did Upanishad draw our attention to the efficacy of the rituals? At first, the Upanishad drew our attention, that is, gave us some motivation for fire ritual. How did Upanishad do that? Yes, yes, go ahead. Try. Yes.
That we could harm previous and future generations if we didn't do it. That was one thing that was said.
Yeah, it is not. It is not the exact answer to my question. It is kind of, but even before that, Upanishad promised us something, right? Promised us something about the rituals. Can anyone remember? Recall?
Well, I think the statement was made that you have to go from lower knowledge to higher knowledge. So that would have been an incentive to enter into lower knowledge.
And explicitly what Upanishad say? Upanishad says something explicitly.
I think this
can
is
lead
the
Hmm?
I think this is the path leading to the fruits of karma.
Right. Some more. That was the first mantra of this section, right? What did it say? That these rituals are true.
Right.
First mantra itself. These rituals which we find in the Vedas are true. In the old time, many people got benefits from it. If you also do it with good faith and properly, they also will yield results, right? That was the first mantra. Okay. So what I am doing is memory updating. Okay, memory updating. You have all these memories, but they are scattered. Okay, I'm memory updating. This is how Upanishad drew our attention first to such a thing called fire ritual. All right. Then Upanishad said how to offer oblations, right? How to offer oblations. What did Upanishad say about how to offer oblations to the fire?
Are you talking
How to
about
do it?
How to offer the oblations?
When it is at its full, this thing at blaze, then you put your oblations right and left. Both sides should offer the oblation into the part which is in between the right and left.
Yes, yes. Not onto the left and right, but at the center.
Center.
Right, right. Thank you. Right, right. What was the purpose of mentioning that? Why did Upanishad mention that?
To distinguish it from other rituals where a different part of the fire is used.
Good, good. And another point we kind of implied. Can you guess? I mentioned
That you have to do it in the proper way in order to get those results. You have to follow the
Right.
protocol.
Right, the meticulous, we have to be meticulous. Okay, very good. But Betty said something that to distinguish it from other rituals, in other rituals you are giving on left and right. So in which ritual you are giving at the center? In which ritual you are giving, you should pour the ghee at the center?
Agnihotra.
Agnihotra, right, Agnihotra. And Agnihotra is one of the simplest fire ritual, right? Simplest fire ritual done at the sunrise and sunset by husband and wife together. Okay. In the morning, the offering was offered to sun, and in the evening to fire. Okay. All right. What were the caveats about ceremony rituals? Caveats, or we may say perils of rituals.
that they need to be done correctly with an open and devoted heart.
Right. And all the auxiliary rituals also should be done. Then all the people who show up during the rituals, you have to also treat them well. Otherwise, there will be great danger. And what is this great danger? Literally, is it great danger? Could be But we interpreted it this way, that if we don't do everything associated with the ritual properly, then they would not bear fruit. The desired materialistic goal for which we are doing the ritual, that they will not bear the fruit. And what conclusion we derived from that? Can anyone recall?
It's representative of our life, of the way we do every action, every karma in our life. If we do it the proper way, then we do yield the results of a transcending spiritual life. I would go so far as to say that. You could paraphrase it into saying you would have a better life.
Yes, it's a good life, right?
Mhm,
Right.
good life.
And also another corollary is, one of the corollaries is, if we don't seek the material result, then we can derive we don't have to worry about whether we are doing it perfectly or not. If we are interested in our spiritual growth, if we are doing all these fire rituals or whatever with a spiritual goal in mind, then we should not be bothered so much about whether we are doing it right or not. Because, many places I go, and one of the questions, very common question from the devotees, those who have daily worship, whether we can do it this way or that way, whether we can offer this or that, whether these things, if these things are not available, what can we do? Okay, so to every one of them I give this answer, that whatever is available, all of this depend upon the availability of resources. Okay, if you have that resource which is needed, go ahead and do that. If you don't have, don't worry. It is the attitude, it is the mindset that counts, not the elaborateness of the ritual, for how long I did the ritual, or how extravagantly I perform the ritual. It does not matter at all. All that matters is the mindset. Okay, so that was this is one of the corollaries of that mantra, the mantra which said that if all the auxiliaries are not done well, then there will be great danger for up to 7 generations or up to 7 lokas. And we kind of took this message that if not done properly, then they would not yield the material benefit. But spiritual benefit we can always derive. Okay, so far we have learned all of this is about lower domain, and the Guru Angida said both the lower knowledge and higher knowledge one should know. Both should be known, both should be pursued. But lower knowledge has limitations, which is the goal. The limitation of lower knowledge is what this section of the Upanishad will show us. It has limitation, but it has got also benefits. Okay, so all of the good things, positive things of lower knowledge, as well as limitations of lower knowledge, will be the content of this section of the Upanishad. All right, we move on to the next mantra, mantra number 1.2.4. So Ognihatra is the ritual which is representative of all the rituals, right? All the rituals is being represented by here Ognihatra. And all the rituals or even Ognihatra is again representative of lower domain, aparavidya. So in the next mantra, 1.2.4, names of the 7 types of flames that can be seen in a fire. So we can imagine from this mantra that how much fire ceremony mattered to them, how much fire mattered to them, that they could see 7 distinct flames in one fire. Just like the Eskimos have several names for ice. Several names for ice. You know that, right? They have so many words for ice, different types of ice, because Eskimos are so much, they live so much with ice that they have several names of ice, which we don't understand even. In the same way, this mantra gives a snapshot of the Vedic way of life, that fire mattered so much in their life that they could even see 7 types of flames in the fire. What are those 7 types of flames? Kālī, karālī, cha manojavā, cha sulohitā, ya cha sudhūmravarṇā, sphuliṅginī, viśvarucī, cha devī, lelāyamānā, iti sapta jihvāḥ. These are like 7 tongues of fire. Kālī, karālī, manojavā, sulohitā, sudhūmravarṇā, sphuliṅginī, and the shining viśvarucī. Meanings are like this. Kālī is black, that part of the flame which is black. Then karālī, the fierce, the terrible, probably that part of the flame which is very fierce or blazing. Manojavā, manojavā means swift, swift as mind. So in the fire, some part of the flame is moving very vigorously. That is probably the manojavā, swift as mind. Then sulohitā, very red, very red, very red. Then sudhūmravarṇā, colored like thick smoke, colored like thick smoke. Then sphuliṅginī, emitting sparks. So the fire also emit, sparks. So that part of the fire which is emitting sparks is called sphuliṅginī. Sphuliṅginī. Then viśvarucī. Viśvarucī means multicolor. It's a multicolor flame. Multicolor flame. And some might think the devī, the word devī, is another name of the flame. No, devī is not name of flame. It means shining. The root deep. Deep, from that root deep, which means to shine, has come the word deva or devī, which means shining ones, the bright ones. So it is the word devī is adjective for the word viśvarucī. Viśvarucī means multicolor flame. So these are the 7 types of flames which devour the oblations offered in the fire. Okay. So why these 7 flames are mentioned? why these 7 types of flames are mentioned? What is the connection?
Because they have different consequences or a means to different things.
Okay. It is,
I think
Yes.
7 generations.
7
It
generations.
connects to 7 generations, I believe.
All right. All right.
7 locusts.
All right.
7 attributes of the flame, that whatever is there in the flame, you are giving your respect to that and taking properly, you are respectfully, you are doing the puja, oblation for that.
All right. All right. So all of these are implied meaning, we don't know. But the immediate reason why these 7 flames are mentioned is connected with the next mantra. In next mantra, it only shows that that you did not seriously study when the material I shared with you. Because this next mantra, it will be told that those who offer oblations in these 7 flames and at right time, they will be taken towards higher and higher lokas. Okay. So these 7 flames of this mantra is connected with the next mantra. It is briefly mentioned in the next mantra and very easy to ignore or overlook. No, not a problem. All right. So let's go to the next mantra. So next 2 mantras are about material benefits of rituals. Material benefits of rituals. That too, otherworldly benefits. That is going to higher and higher loka for better and better enjoyment. Eteṣu yah carate bhrājamāneṣu yathākālaṃ ca āhutayo hi ādadāyan tam nayanti etāḥ sūryasya raśmayo yatra devānāṃ patiḥ eko adhivāsaḥ. It means one who performs the rites in these shining flames. In these shining flames means that 7 flames. In these shining flames at the proper time, their oblations take them along the sun's rays to the place where the Lord of the gods resides. Lord of the gods reside. All right. What does it mean? Okay. So before that, we have to remember that there can be 2 goals for rituals. 2 types of goals. One is spiritual goal of rituals, that when we do fire ritual or any other ritual, it elevates our mind, purifies our mind. We feel a sense of sacredness, connection to the divine. And rituals like this, Agnihotra, unites the family, unites the family. We do it together, right? A family union. So these are the definitely not material goals, but spiritual goals. But also rituals can have material gain, like fulfilling some this worldly desire, this worldly, and some of them desires are otherworldly, that is heaven. This worldly desires, there are several types of rituals, like if you want rain, do Varuna Yagya. Okay, you will probably get rain. You want a son, do Putreshti. Okay, so that kind of yagya they used to do. That is their goal, or their result is immediate. You get here immediate results. But also there is a otherworldly goal, that is heaven. Highest kind of enjoyment, heaven. Now the thing is how the rituals bear their fruit. How the rituals bear their fruit. One is by giving immediate fruit. Okay, if the goal is material benefit, we get the immediate fruit of the ritual, provided we have done all the rituals correctly. Example, if we want rain, suppose, and we have done that yaga called Varuna Yaga, then we are supposed to get the rain immediately. Okay. And if the goal is spiritual, we also get immediate fruit such as peace of mind. Peace of mind. Okay. So we are doing a ritual with a spiritual sense. We get sense of sacredness, immediate benefit like peace of mind, a connection. And suppose there is a material benefit we are seeking, we will get the result soon. Okay. But there is also an invisible way. The invisible way rituals work. That is, when we are doing rituals, then we are doing good deed. Okay. So it is creating a otherworldly currency. Otherworldly currency. Okay. That otherworldly currency is called punyam. Punyam. Okay. Good deeds. Punyam. They call it adrishta. Adrishta in the sense it cannot be seen. That is, you have done something right now, but your otherworldly bank account is getting credited. Okay, credited or debited? Credited, right? Credited with this currency. You are getting, that is, you are not getting that benefit right now, but it is this good deed in a subtle way is getting into your otherworldly bank account. That is called punyam. Okay, this punyam will bear fruit after death. After death, this otherworldly currency give us entry to higher and higher locus, realms of enjoyment. How do they give it? It is all about the subtle body. The departed subtle body, when this physical body dies, subtle body itself cannot decide where to travel, how to travel, which loka to go. It is said that many devatas or deities will act like guides. They will be like guide. Come this way. Who will take the subtle body to various higher worlds. These different guides at different stages. Each guide will take you from one stage to another, then will hand over you to the next agent. Just like, you know, many people are immigrate to America from far off South American countries. And there are agents who take them from one stretch to another stretch, then hand over to another agent who take them, say, from Mexico to Arizona, from Mexico to San Diego. In the same way, according to this Vedic philosophy, or Mimamsa philosophy, they say that these different deities, who are these deities? Whom you had offered oblations. Okay, those are the deities whom you had offered oblation to. They are now pleased with your oblations. Now they, as a guide, will take you. Come this way, not that way, not that way. Come this way, come with me, come with me, come with us. They will take it. So next mantra is about that. Okay, next mantra is just saying that. Yeah. So suppose a person performs the Agnihatra by offering oblations to fire. What type of fire? In which the 7 types of flames are blazing forth. How? At the right time and in the right manner. Then what will happen to that person who has done this type of Agnihatra, who has given offering to 7 types of flames at the right time, at right manner? What will happen after the death of the physical body? The subtle body will be guided by various devatas. Devatas, these are minor deities who the person worshipped during the ritual. So in the mantra, it has been said, these oblations will carry. Oblations will not carry. In this context, oblations mean the oblations represent the various deities invoked during the rituals, or the deities to whom you had offered the oblations. Tam nayanti etāḥ. They take this person. They welcome this person. Please come this way. Come this way. And they take that subtle body to different lokas. Through which path? Sūryasya raśmayo, through the rays of the sun, as it were. This is really something I also did not understand. The commentaries could not clarify that they are taken by, as it were, Shankaracharya says, as it were by the by the rays of the sun. They are taken by the rays of the sun. So I could not understand what does it mean. But anyway, these different deities take the subtle body through the rays of the sun to higher loka, higher realm. Which higher loka? Yatra devānāṃ patiḥ eko adhivāsaḥ, where the Lord of the gods reside. Who is the Lord of the gods? Indra. Indra is the Lord of the gods. Okay, he is the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of all the deities. So where he resides, where Indra resides, is the highest heaven. And what is this highest heaven? Where everything is superior, qualitatively as well as quantitatively. So there we acquire a best body, best sense organs, where we will not have any lifestyle disorder, no diabetes, no blood pressure, best of the environment, best of the sense pleasure, where the jiva, the subtle body, in that form lives many, not 100 years or 110 years, but thousands of years, that too without getting old. And some of the description of this heaven is given in Upanishad, that they are so beautiful, everything is so beautiful and green, the water is flowing, and music, celestial music is going on all the time. This is the allure of heaven. So these are the material benefit in the sense of going to heaven, material benefit of doing the rituals well, perfectly. Is there any proof for that? No, no proof, because we cannot perceive these things at all. These are all different realms. If they are there beyond our sensory perception, and our sensory perception is limited, very limited. Our range, perception range is limited. Even many animals can see in a range which is broader than our range. So our sense organs have limitations. So we cannot hear or see most of the things. So one thing we can say that the world is not confined to only what we experience. So there is no proof as such, but we have to take the Upanishad as it is telling us that if there are some lokas, then, and if someone does all the rituals perfectly and fulfilling all the conditions, then they will go to heaven. Okay, now some more details about the heaven. The same mantra in a more detailed way. That is the next mantra. Any question about this mantra?
I'm just wondering if Agnihotra has any symbolic comparison or meaning to meditation, to what is seen during meditation.
Very good. You know, in the mantra next to next, that is not the immediate mantra you are going to read, but in the next mantra, the Upanishad will tell that these rituals without meditation or without the spiritual value attached to them are inferior type of rituals. Very soon it will be told. Okay, so Agnihotra can be done with a spiritual purpose or with a meditative attitude, but also can be done purely for materialistic goal. Okay, so that Upanishad will very soon speak of. If any ritual which is without its spiritual significance, or without the proper attitude, or without proper knowledge of the ritual, total, what is the significance, why I am doing it, and what is the philosophy behind this ritual, then the same rituals become avaram karma, that is inferior karma. Okay, that probably answers some of your concern, right? Not exactly, probably. Okay.
Swami.
Answer. Yes, Paul.
Yeah, do you think there is any parallel meaning with like Kundalini yoga ascending through the 7 chakras?
Well, very much could be. I have never thought about that. Okay. It could be 7 chakras and fire moving up, could be. And who knows that I am not well versed in Kundalini Yoga. Maybe Kundalini Yoga was inspired by these mantras. Okay, they probably internalized Ognihatra. Very well could be. But I am making a point to inquire about this. Okay. Thank you for asking this question.
Maharaj, if it is not done properly, it gives material results, inferior ritual, but it will only give material results.
What?
The
what did you
ritual,
say?
If not done with meditation and all, it's inferior type. It will only give material results.
Yes, only material result. That too, if someone has done perfectly. That goes without saying that all the things, all the auxiliary should be done perfectly. Then they will give the material result like going to heaven. Okay. Which Upanishad will soon tell that, which is also a very temporary result and also fragile result. Even the heaven. Okay. That we shall come to soon. Could you say more about the mindset required by the Mundaka? If all the requirements are not available, are we told in the following verses? Yes. The thing is, Mundaka Upanishad itself will not answer this question, that suppose you don't have all the materials needed to do a yajna, such as when you go to forest life, right? Third stage of the life, according to Vedic way of life, was to retire to forest life. But you are still a householder then. You husband and wife going to forest together. Then what will they do? What will they do?
They do the ritual as a meditation.
Yes, exactly. Then it will become upasana. It will become upasana. Upasana is manasa vyapada. Okay, upasana namaha manasa vyapada. So all the Ognihatra that I have done throughout my life, then I will internalize it. Okay, internalize it and do it mentally. That is, I will meditate on the Ognihatra ritual itself. And we have to find out what is Ognihatra Upasana. I think we can find it out. How then the entire world will become the kunda, the homa pot, the ritual pot, the fire pot. Okay. And probably the meditation will be like this, that I am sitting and the sun is the fire. Okay. Here I am offering my everything mentally, my loyalty, my understanding, my gratitude. These are my oblations. Okay. One oblation I am giving left, one oblation I am giving right, one oblation I am giving at the center. That is, it will be a creative imagination. It will be a creative imagination. Ognihatra, the physical Ognihatra, will become then a meditation, which is upasana. Upasana. Again, I have told it several times that the Veda, one is rituals, right? Which is called karma kanda. Finally, the philosophy, where you don't do anything. you only inquire what is real, what is unreal, what is permanent, what is temporary. And questions like that. That is called Jnana Kanda, right? Jnana, which is the main of Upanishad. And what bridges the gap? These rituals and Jnana. What connects them? What connects them?
Aranyakas.
Yeah, Aranyakas through Upasana. Upasana. So the transition from physical work to a mental meditation to only a philosophical inquiry. Okay. So it's not that I was doing rituals and suddenly I stopped doing everything, and from today I will be only taking a philosophical inquiry or vichara or shravana manana nidhyasana. There should be a transition, gradual transition through upasana, where I am retaining all the memories of my physical ritual that I did, but converting them to a meditation practice. It is upasana. And gradually then I will move to glide into philosophical inquiry. Okay. So yes, this is a good connection. Okay, Rick. Rick wanted to ask something.
Hello?
Yes, Rick.
Yeah. Oh, I just had a thought earlier. It reminded me of the biblical story of Cain and Abel, who performed sacrifices to satisfy the rules that God gave them. But one brother failed to do it with the right attitude, and it led to a whole bunch of evil. It was just a silly point. That's all.
Ah, okay. And are they related to Noah?
No, they are related, I believe, to the first man and woman. They were the children of the first man and woman, and they were given these rules. And they were brothers, Cain and Abel. And one brother sacrificed from his heart, and the other sacrificed from a lesser place. And his sacrifice, his ritual, was rejected by God. And it pissed him off. So he killed his brother. And I think they called that the mark of Cain or something like that. Paul probably knows.
Okay.
It was nothing.
Okay. No, thank you. It's a kind of similarity. Yeah. Then could the 7 kinds of flames be representative of 7 types of spiritual moods or levels at the meditative level? Okay, 7 types. What are the 7 types of spiritual moods you are referring to, Victoria?
There's a lot of different kinds of spiritual moods. I'm sure there's innumerable different kinds, but I was just thinking that maybe there are some general types, some lower ones and then some higher ones, that as we internalize the Agnihotra, it's just representative, because it is, the whole point is to transcend or to rise spiritually. So I was just thinking that it might be representative of that. There seems to be some really important connection between the physical Agnihotra and then what happens in the flame of the heart. There's got to be some kind of connection there. And I'm just thinking of the rishis. They come out of these spiritual experiences, and they have these experiences in their mind and heart, and then people, and they are saying, how can we show the people, how can we tell the people about this? And then maybe that began the process of trying to externalize the whole thing. I'm thinking about puja too, and how how the Swami brings the puja and then externalizes it into the deity and then takes it back to
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, definitely. There could be a connection, and even if there is not given any explicit, we are always at our liberty to infuse our spiritual practices with this type of creative imagination. But today I was hearing that from one of our devotees, that Swami Ishadhyanananda ji, who was here, he was always used to inspire, encourage his devotees here to use creative imagination in meditation. So his formula was, creative imagination leads to concentration, and concentration leads to meditation. Okay, that was his formula. So there's no limit of creative imagination. We can always do that. So what was the question? Okay, chat question. Is not heaven only for the time until our punya currency is not over, and may not be for really long time? Exactly. That will be said in next to next mantra. All right, so let's go to the next mantra, which is just an extension of the mantra we just read. So some more details about the passage to heaven. Ehi iti tam ahutyah suvarchasah sūryasya raśmibhihi yajamānam vahanti priyam pācham abhivadantyo archayantya esha vaha punyaha sukrito brahmalokaha. Ehi means literally, come, please come. The radiant oblations invite the person with the words, come, and carry the person by the rays of the sun, welcoming with pleasing words. This is your well-earned, virtuous path leading to heaven. Okay. So nothing more to add here, only a few things, that these deities whom I offered oblations during Agnihotra or other rituals, they now are very glad to welcome me. Welcome me means my subtle body after my death. Okay. And it is as it were they were waiting for the subtle body to come. Come. And with pleasing word, this is your well-earned. That is, you have really earned this. Brahmaloka. This Brahmaloka does not mean anything related to Brahma, but here it means the highest heaven where Indra resides. Okay. It is your well-earned path. That is, you have earned your legal immigration status. Okay. It is not that you just sneaked in here. You rightfully belong here. You are a legal alien now. Legal alien. Legal alien is the word. Legal immigrant. So that is the point. Ehi, come. You have earned it. This virtuous path, and this is, we are glad to welcome you. However, the point is, it is not eternal. Unlike the heaven of Abrahamic religions, this heaven that is promised in the Vedas, which can be achieved through proper functioning or performance of the rituals, this is not eternal. One has to come back to this earth again when that currency, otherworldly currency, punyam, is exhausted. Okay. So, what is the problem with rituals if we have material goals? One problem is it requires a great effort to do them right. It requires a great effort to do them right. It is one problem. Second, even if we have done everything meticulously, the result is temporary only. When we are seeking material benefits, okay. These are the two problems. Just like our worldly endeavors, it requires a great deal of effort to do many of our work right. Great deal of effort. Even if everything is right, the result is not long lasting. The result is only short-lived. No matter how much we try to get a big house, years of patience and savings, at last we get a desired house, okay, a dream home. That joy of having dream home, how long it lasts? 3 months. 3 months. Studies after studies have proved that even the best of our cherished things do not give us satisfaction beyond 3 months. Okay, so one was so much effort was given to get it. We sacrificed so many other things. Okay, so many other pursuits, other hobbies, time we spent in getting what we want. Even after getting that, that is also short-lived. Just like the rituals, it takes a lot to do them right. And what is the point of doing them right? That it will give their promise, material promise. They will fulfill their material benefit. But even the material benefit, like heaven, is not permanent. It is not eternal. So, upshot, what is the upshot of the mantra then? Don't depend only on material pursuit. Turn to spiritual goal. That is also the message of the next few verses. Okay, next few verses of the Upanishad will be only about this. That all these rituals, good they are, they can really give material benefits, but to what end? To what end? That is, they are not enough. So, see through them, but then turn to that which can give you eternal satisfaction. That is spiritual pursuit. Okay. So this limit of the yagga is that the spiritual goal achieved is not long-lasting, eternal. Where is the spiritual goal achieved? Going to heaven is not a spiritual goal. Okay. Going to heaven is not a spiritual goal. Okay. Upanishad considers going to heaven also a materialistic goal. It's not a spiritual. Okay. Spiritual goal is only which removes all our misconceptions about our true nature. Okay. Going to heaven will not give us knowledge. So it is
So
not a
that
spiritual.
is the
That is the spiritual goal. Okay. So otherworldly goal does not mean spiritual goal. Okay, otherworldly goal here means, you may say, post-mortem goal. Post-mortem, after death. After death, my goal is to go to heaven. Okay, posthumous goal. Posthumous goal. Okay, so that is not a spiritual goal of the Agnihotra. Okay. Any other question about this mantra?
I have.
How do they?
Swami.
Okay, yes, Betty.
In terms of lokas, could one conceive of a loka? There are different lokas that we experience every day in our mental states and in our attitudes. And performing some of these rituals have an effect on our mental state of mind. So in some sense, lokas do not have to be in the future after we pass away. But I realize that's not what the text is saying, but my own interpretation of the result of doing the rituals that can change our state of mind and our own mood state and all of this, which of course is temporary for most people.
Yeah, true, exactly. So yeah, in that case, that will not be the material benefit. Okay, we are this elevated state of mind or peacefulness or joy from doing rituals, that will not be called or classified under the material benefit of the rituals. Okay, so here the Upanishad, when you are talking about the lokas and things, they are not any implied other meaning. They are really talking about the higher and higher levels of pleasure or enjoyment. Okay, that is why the reference is direct, like they will take you by the rays of the sun, and where the Lord of the gods reside. Okay, all right, gods of the Lord reside. So it
Swami,
is a
one more
yes.
thing.
Yeah.
So it's also in Buddhism that the gods can't work towards enlightenment, and that the blessing is to be in a human body, because that's where we can really eventually get rid of karma and get off the wheel of rebirth. And so going to heaven is like a side trip, and it's delaying enlightenment. So to work towards it seems like kind of a waste of time. But if you've been a virtuous person and end up there, that's just the way your karma has taken you. But the real goal is, which everybody's been bringing up tonight, is to work towards enlightenment in a human body, and until we no longer make any karma for rebirth.
Right. Yes, exactly. Exactly. The point is to remove the ignorance about ourselves, or to achieve a state of nirvana. We have to do it here only. Here. In the heavens, they say there is only enjoyment. You don't do anything. You can't do any fresh karma. You only have to exhaust your good karma, punyam, what you have done. But there is no spiritual practice is possible there. It is all, you are enveloped or surrounded by only enjoyment. And you cannot even do any so-called spiritual practice. How do they know of the... Yeah, just a minute. I have seen two questions here. Let me answer. How do they know of the way the subtle body is guided to heaven? It is only after death. Only, right? Yes, exactly. So we do not know. We have to either believe Upanishad or disbelieve. Okay. Take it or leave it. Okay. Take it or leave it. Yeah.
Maharaj,
yes.
I was just thinking this Agnihotra, which was this thing in it was prevailing in Vedic age. That means that in our age, it's the any good karma can be the symbolizing that Agnihotra yoga only. So your karmas, as you are the oblation to the deities or the Agnihotra which was performing at that time, which was used to be performed. Our karmas of any karmas of this time are the similar value or what?
Yes,
so which
yes,
can
of
lead.
course. Yeah, true, true, true. Any good karma can be compared with a sacrifice or a ritual. Any good karma. Okay. Definitely. And
So
that is
when you
the
are not,
point that is the point of karma yoga, of Gita karma yoga. If you read Bhagavad Gita says there are 5 or 6 ways of doing karma yoga. First is as a yaga, as a ritual, but done in a desireless way. Okay. But there are several other ways of doing karma yoga. All of them, Krishna says, all of them are a yagya, a ritual. That is, for example, we are taking so much from the nature and then also giving back to nature. This itself is a yagya. The whole creation, as it were, a ritual fire offering going on, where we are offering something and nature is giving us back something. Okay. The moment this balance is disturbed, then everything is disturbed. So this also is a yagya. Okay. So anything can be done as a Agnihotra yagya, mentally speaking. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, madam.
Yes. Arundhati, you wanted to ask something?
Yes, Maharaj. So in the previously when we were discussing different types of mukti, krama mukti is in stepwise manner. So even if you go to the higher heavens, you continue your spiritual practice, right?
Right. I'm glad you asked this question. It's a very nuanced question. If you remember that, in Kena Upanishad, we discussed this part.
Right.
Three possible routes of exit. Okay, after the fall of the body. Okay. One is those who are illumined one. That is, those who got illumination while living. Those people are called Jivan Mukta, right? Jivan Mukta. So they are already liberated, but at the time of death, they get the final liberation called Videha Mukti. That is, they don't have to come back again. That's the end. You may say that is the fire got extinguished. Nirvana, okay. Over. That person is over. Life cycle over. Second was Krama Mukti. That is a very advanced level of sadhaka. Okay. Just missed out, or may say missed the illumination by only a few points, by only a few marks. So what will happen to such a person? They will move from one realm to another realm, not for enjoyment, but in every realm, it will be a spiritual, more and more spiritual progress will happen. So their lokas are not like lokas of pleasure or joy. Okay. They will be moving through like the sattva, tapa, jana, maha. Okay. And at the end, they will, at the probably last is sattva loka, something like that, where they will get the knowledge. That is called gradual liberation, krama mukti. And the third one is where one has accrued some punyam, they go to higher loka, enjoy, and come back. Okay, so a Ognihotri is Ognihotri who wants to have heavenly results. For them was this mantra. Okay. You got it, Arundhati?
Yes, Maharaj. So the lokas described are different from.
Yes, yes. The loka may not be, yes, exactly. Here, as I said at the very beginning, Brahmaloka here does not mean anything to do with Brahma. Okay. In this context, here it is the loka where Indra resides and there are a lot of enjoyments. Lot of enjoyments. From where one has to come back. When the question of coming back, it means that it is not krama mukti. Okay. Do you want to see? Yeah, do you want to see that? I can show you. Okay. To consolidate our memory, just a minute, huh? Oh, it is in Isha Upanishad, just a minute. All right. Sorry. This is the one we read in Isha Upanishad. Okay. Vedanta eschatology, 3 afterlife scenarios. First one is disembodied liberation, videha mukti. Second was what? Gradual liberation. Okay. Also known as the Shukla Marga, brighter path, Devāyānā, the divine path, Uttarayana, northern solstice, solar path, path of light. In fact, when I was reading this mantra, I thought there is a mention of taking by the rays of sun. Is it anywhere related to the solar path? So I went back to this chart and I found that no, there is no connection of these solar rays with solar path. And the third route of existed is reincarnation, done punya through good karma, enjoy pleasure in higher planes. When their merits are exhausted, they return to earth. Also known as darker path, Krishna Marga, or Pitriyana, or southern solstice, lunar path, the path of smoke, etc. So again, to reconsolidate what we have already learned in Isha Upanishad.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah, welcome. Apparently, ISKCON is building a temple of the various lokas realms in Mayapur. Oh, I see. I see. All right.
So Maharaj,
All right.
when
yes,
they,
yes.
sorry, when proper Agnihotri, when they exhaust these karma phalas, when they go to heaven and come back to the earth, they start it once again. No any good result or any bank balance is there with them. They start it again, once again.
Yes.
Or
because
they start as the illumined person only.
No, they will start up to again because that currency is no valid here.
Okay.
That currency which will work in that realm is not valid here. Okay, so one has to exhaust all that currency. Oh yeah, you cannot bring that currency and cannot exchange your currency for in this in this domain. That currency has to be exhausted there, and you have to start wherever your spiritual currency, how much currency you left with, you have to start from there. Okay. All right, then we shall see next the limits of these. Then how does that fit with karma theory? What do you mean?
No, I mean, if if the theory is that based on your action, your previous janma, that's one of the rationalizations for why one suffers in this janma or in next janma. I mean, this is all theories, of course. So, but if you exhaust all your punya by spending a good time in Brahmaloka or whichever loka, and you come back at square one, so to speak, then how does that doesn't align with the karma theory, does it?
Why it does not align?
Because then you come back and again you have to start out. You're not getting any benefit from you're not getting any benefit in the human birth of your previous karma. Are you?
Yes, of course. Punya can be of different levels. Some of the punyas can give result right now. As I said, karma can have different results. Okay, so one is immediate result in this life, which is visible, that you will get. Okay, but the invisible ones are called punyam or papa. Okay, that you exhaust in different ways. One is that way. Another could be, getting something very unexpected. We tell them they must have done some punya. Okay, but it is not that kind of punya we are talking about, that which is taking one to heaven or something like that. Okay, so that otherworldly currency, invisible currency. Okay, the point was invisible currency. Invisible currency will give you result later on, not immediately. Okay, and among this invisible currency, some of the currencies is for this interloka travel. Okay, but some of the punyas can bring you result even here. Okay, give you some result here. So karma theory is not nullified by this. Okay.
Maharaj,
so you will get what you did. Okay. So you wanted heaven, and for that you did Agnihotra. It is not that for that you will get spiritual illumination. Okay. Or sthita pragya lakshana, because you did not do work in that direction. Okay, so it will not go in that direction.
Maharaj, what is the in the case of incarnates, the avatars? So they are still exhausting. So they are coming back to the earth. So they have not.
None of this applies to them. None of them applies to them. No, karma and all of these do not apply to them. Avatars.
Okay.
Okay.
Because their goal is different.
There is no goal. There is no goal. They have no goal. They come only to help others. Okay. It is just like no personal gain. They just come down to help others. This is the idea of incarnation. So Sri Krishna makes it very clear in the 4th chapter that what is the difference between others and a divine incarnation. The divine incarnations are not reincarnating by the law of karma. Okay. Karma. They are not law of karma. It is kind of a divine force which time to time appears to help human beings to show how to live a spiritual life, or even our worldly life. how best we can live our worldly life and spiritual life. It is not that they are coming back to exhaust their karma or make their karma. So this does not apply to them. Okay.
Apply to them.
No,
Thank you, Maharaj. And Maharaj, another question. Any who has exhausted fully the results and came back to earth, is there any symbol or any signs that you recognize that person? No, it starts all from the scratch.
Yes, yes. Probably all the memories also will be deleted, Memories also will be deleted, yeah. But the life of Sri Krishna, we see that he died because of an arrow from someone he killed as his avatar as Rama. Well, there are only many conflicting things, of course, there. Okay, conflicting things are also there. But their birth is not to exhaust their karma. Okay, that is the difference between divine incarnation and other human beings. All right, so much about afterlife. So next day we shall see the rest of the mantras. Okay, let's say Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.